right, so to kick it off, let's just give the people, the listeners, some background on how you got started into music, how you got into this whole thing from the start.
Right on. I guess, yeah, I've been a lifer. I've been a lifer. I've been at it forever. I guess, I grew up and I'll make it quick as a courtesy. I grew up in a house with musicians. My parents were big into music and had a huge, music collection and instruments and stuff. And my brother and I, we started messing around with, drums and guitars and stuff that were laying around. So since we were, little since we were much newer and we were playing and jamming and stuff, and we started writing music. So my brother and I, we had bands, and I started playing live when I was like 17, and then we started touring and playing all over the Midwest and stuff. So I've just been at it forever. And then over the years I had to kind of develop so many contacts and so many friends and stuff from being in my bands that I basically just rolled into management, and I was able to secure some of the bands we were helping. Was able to secure a couple record deals, and started to get good at booking and connecting and all that stuff. So just rolled into management. So I've been doing that forever, and then that led us into building Get Gigs, the booking community, to help reduce booking friction for what started as our musicians and our bands and our friends. We just wanted to build a little community, and then it started to blow up and grow really fast. So it's been a really interesting journey. So yeah, I mean, I've been at it forever.
That's awesome. It seems like most people who end up being in music for the long haul, I guess, have been it, or people who are seriously into it have been in it for life. It seems like, or they've been into music since they were little, at least.
Yeah, yeah. Influenced, heavily by music that's touched them along the way, and then somehow you get kind of pulled into it. It's almost like quicksand. Once you get once you get into it, you're like, even with all the frustration and challenges and all the nonsense that happens, and really it is fraught with, kind of nonstop challenges, but that's the fun of it. It really is a labor of love. So, and it's a really awesome community too, because there are so many people like you and just people around the world. There's such a huge network of independent musicians or booking agents or management people, or just so many people. There's so many different jobs in the industry, but there's just a huge global community of really great people, and most often most everybody's willing to share their resources and stuff. So once you get into it and start to make some friends, it really can be rewarding, even though it's tons of challenges, like we said.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's definitely worth it, and I think pretty much anyone who's been in it for a little while, agrees that it's worth it because a lot of times you don't get anything back out of it, especially at the early stages.
Yeah, for sure. I think the reward has to be, it's a bit selfless, because you can certainly be putting in more hours than any kind of return.
Yeah, labor of love.
Yeah, labor of love. So monetarily, not always. You can go out on tour and lose your ass and be sleeping in the van and sleeping in parking lots and stuff. But really, what it's about is playing live and enjoying that live experience and stuff like that. So, and if you're helping book and coordinate and stuff, again, it's really a labor of love, because it could take you, days or weeks just to, be trying to lock one in and everything. But yeah, I think in the end it's worth it. Just depends on how thick your skin is.
Yeah. So let's go into the Get Gigs a little bit. What you said that it's a platform to reduce friction, but how does it work? There's I'm sure there's at least one person who's listening who doesn't know what we're talking about. So it's a website,
Sure,
right?
sure. Yeah. And actually, we just got the official apps approved in the app stores. So those have
Ooh.
been built out. It's been an online website, and it's mobile friendly, mobile first website. But our developer has been kicking ass, and he built out the apps, and we just got notifications from both app stores that they've been approved. So those will probably be released in about a month. We just need to finish testing those out, but they're 99% there. So, but yeah, so Get Gigs is it's a big booking community that we built and launched, and it's been online for about a year now, and there's over 3,500 profiles of booking agents and promoters and venues around the world, all across the U.S. and Europe. They're coming in from all over. They're posting their available dates, and if they need support for a show that's coming through town, if they need local supports and stuff. And then bands get on there and can filter and request all of the available dates, the stuff that makes sense for them. So you can filter all the available shows by genre and location and date. And then also bands are show swapping, show trading. We'll bring you here if you bring us there. So we're trying to prioritize and bring available gigs to the forefront instead of having people have to, be picking around online. And there's a million ways to find shows, but we wanted to centralize specifically available gigs and current available contacts, booking help and contacts. And as a band manager, I know that show trading and show swapping, gig swapping is very valuable. We'll bring you to Des Moines if you let us come play your show in Chicago. So just helping, so there's a whole world of gig swapping happening on Get Gigs, and then the musicians requesting all the available gigs being posted by the venues and booking agents and promoters. So there's everything from big festivals to small DIY, the dingiest basement shows, which are oftentimes some of the most intimate and ass kicking shows. So there's just a huge range of stuff. And then there's, you can find crash spots, you can find people that are representing entire territories. There's people that come on and say, hey, I booked the Pacific Northwest. Hey, I can help you in England. I can help you here. I can help you there. So it's just a huge community of, it's basically like Facebook, booking specific. It's a profile based, it's a filterable feed of available gigs and opportunities. So it's really special. We're really proud, and it continues to grow really fast. We're seeing 15, 20, 25 new profiles a day, and 15, 20, 25 new gigs being posted every day. So it's a really cool thing, and we're really proud of it. And it's all free. So get-gigs.com for those who haven't checked it out yet.
Yeah, I think it's a super awesome tool, super useful. I checked it out as soon as I saw you posting about it in the Facebook group, and I thought it was super well set up. I sent it to like 3 people as soon as I discovered it. I was like, you should probably be on here.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Yeah, it's definitely all about community. That's something too, is, you see bands are posting in Facebook groups, and and that's a good way to do it. But this is like booking specific. That's why everyone is there. They're actively looking to help and participate. So that you're interacting in a community that is there to help and there to share information and help you connect and book. So we're just trying to, like I said, centralize available gigs and active contacts, because there are a few other websites out there, but they have like outdated email addresses and all that stuff. This is like current and available now. So but yeah. And thank you for the support, man, and sharing it. We're excited to be helping people.
Yeah, no problem. I think everyone should be involved. I mean, it seems like everyone wins. There's no reason not to, really.
Yeah, for sure. And for you too, you and I have visited a few times in the past, but again, thank you for being part of the community and being supportive and just doing what you do. Cause I know that you keep busy and kick ass and are certainly supportive of, the musicians and stuff there. And so, yeah, we appreciate you too, man.
Hey, I appreciate everyone that does all the stuff, so I feel like I should give back somehow. I want to be a part of the music, because that's just what I like to do. So I gotta like immerse myself in it. That's how I feel about it.
For sure.
Spend a lot of time doing anything involved that I can, really.
Right. Well, yeah, it's appreciated. I think everybody, if they're coming from a good place, there's room for everybody. There's room for everybody, because there's so. It just helps when there's more people to help connect the dots, because I might have information that I can share with you and help you and your contacts along, and vice versa. So it's just to have less of a sense of competition and more of a sense of community, I think, is vital for the continued growth. And as they say, like, all boats rise with the tide. So it's just good to be good, man.
I agree. Yeah. Sometimes I can get a little bit negative. I've been trying to work on that a lot lately, but it's getting there.
Well, yeah, that's life though, that's life. That's just life. But, I think everybody experiences that for sure. I know I can certainly relate, stuff can be stressful sometimes. So I think that's totally normal and acceptable. It's acceptable. And the fact that you're aware of it and, able to talk about it, that just makes it easier to grow and also help other people that might be experiencing that. So it's incredibly valuable.
Right on. Yeah, definitely. I never thought of it like that. We should dive into
Right on.
management. Uh,
Sure, sure.
so, like, do you work for a company or do you just do like a solo thing?
Well, yeah, I mean, we have an agency, it's ILA, the Interlight Agency, and
Okay.
I've been running it full time for over 12 years or something. But yeah, I mean, it's just myself and a small team of people that I've connected with over time, design, PR, a couple of partner fellow managers, or, kind of co-pilots, as I say. So we're a team, a small team, a kind of a boutique agency, but we've done some really cool stuff over the years, big and small, like I said, between record deals and big tours down to developing baby bands, which is for me some of the funner stuff, the more fun stuff, developing smaller bands that we see um creating badass music, but no real plan of what to do with it next. That's kind of where we have fun, helping put together appropriate plans based on their goals and their genre, and realistically where they are at that point versus where we think we could be over the course of the next 6, 12, 18 months and stuff. So yeah, I run the Interlight Agency with a team, and yeah, I guess so. It's a company.
That's cool.
It's a company.
That's
Yeah, yeah.
great. Do you like have people come to you, or do you have like a limited roster and you seek out artists that you believe in? Like, how does it work for you guys? Do you
Well,
just take on anyone that approaches you and asks for help?
well, yeah, I mean, it definitely depends. If something crosses my desk, I might seek them out or shoot them an email, which happens on occasion if I find something that was exciting for me. But more often than not, I actually have an assistant that kind of filters the incoming emails, all the submissions, because there are tens of thousands of bands, and we're seeing, on average 10, 15, 20 emails a week from bands or artists asking for help. And there's a million awesome bands, and we try to respond to everyone and encourage them, even if we're not going to be able to help them, but or share resources with them, or point them to someone that we think might be interested or able to help if we're busy and stuff like that. So, but yeah, so it kind of goes both ways. We get a lot of submissions asking for help, and we'll pick through those and see what is exciting. And then on occasion, if I heard something or caught something live, I might track them down and see what they're about and see what their plans are. But yeah, so there's no rule. It's very organic. You know what I mean? Whatever happens, happens. We just got to be excited about the people. If they're good people and they're creating cool music that we can believe in and fight for.
Yeah, cool. Very cool. Oh man, I had a question on the tip of my tongue. I'm gonna have to chop this part out. uh,
No worries. That's hey man, it's real. That's what makes this fun. I enjoy doing this stuff because it's not scripted bullshit. I like
right.
this.
And normally I would have a few key points written down on my phone and I would pull it up if I got locked up, but my phone died right before this started. I was unprepared with my phone charging level.
No worries, man. No worries. Like I
Right.
said, I like this. It's more authentic.
Right. Definitely. I think that's a big it's very important to be authentic too as far as like being an artist. People like
Yeah.
authenticity.
Well, yeah, and as a manager, I can agree to that because we see a lot of stuff that looks fabricated. It looks fabricated. It's like they're artists, they are inspired or they try to copycat, and you can see that. So when someone's honest about what they're doing, and you can see when they kind of come into their own, and they're their own caricature, they're their own creation, so to speak. They are, authentic to themselves. You can see that versus, hey, we take our pictures like this, we stand like this because so and so did it, and everybody needs a this, and we got to look like that, and it's kind of starts to lose the luster. But I think that works in some ways because the industry, there's a lot of room for that. So I don't know. Maybe it's just a personal preference and an observation, but yeah, I'm for authenticity, every time.
Right. Well, there's a lot of people that are like sort of in my network are like entry level, like newer artists. So maybe we could get on some tips. What do you think is the most common mistake that you see in all newer artists that are trying to like
Well,
break through to the next level?
I think a common thing, and I say this because we see it, we receive a lot of this, are bands that are just getting started, and they're like trying to, send like a demo to Roadrunner Records, or they're just trying to skip from A to Z without doing the work in the middle, which is cutting their teeth live and perfecting their craft, by busting their ass, playing live and rehearsing, and really, the iron sharpens the iron, right? So like, but they want to, skip from second grade to 11th grade, over a summer. They want the cheat code, and there is none. There is none. That, you got to build that foundation. And that's what I was saying in the beginning of our conversation here about the development side, developing baby bands, because there is a process of, you can have great music, but there's a million other things that need to be built around that, like muscle on a skeleton, to make it a formidable, incredible machine to compete amongst, the other heavyweights that you wish to, be around. And I'm not certainly discouraging anybody for shooting from the stars. I'm just saying, or shooting for the stars rather. I'm just saying that there's a process of, kind of like I said, putting the meat on the bones. And a lot of that comes to really just playing your ass off and taking, some crap shows within a reasonable distance. You don't need to drive across the country for a crap show just to, be rehearsing. But, you got to put in your dues, and you'll just get stronger and more refined, and just become more, I mean, obviously, you know what I'm saying, but yeah, that's it. It's just shopping to labels too early, going to the biggest booking agents too early. And we see them get discouraged because, like, we didn't get any responses. Well, it's like, yeah, it's like, you can't try out for the college football team when you're in second grade. We got to do all these other, we want to do these things to get you prepared. So when they look at you, they don't have to go, well, there's so much work to be done. We want to get the work done. So when we shop and present to them, they see, hey, there's great music, there's great people, there's a great team, and they're developed. So really just being aware of the process and enjoying the process, yeah, you can't skip. There's no magic cheat code. You got to put in the work and really cut your teeth and that's really what it comes down to for the showcases, that I've set up for our artists over the years. When we go and perform for label staff, and they're sitting there watching, and you got to play the show like it's the last show on earth, but you're in a warehouse with nothing but white lights on, you need to play like you're gonna get, shot, if you don't just kill it. So that's the thing, is you need, I would encourage, younger and upcoming and aspiring musicians and artists that that should be the focus. And I think that the rest will come. If you focus on having an absolutely deadly live show, whatever that is, you could be a folk, banjo player, but just kill it, whatever you're doing, just be, just focus on being an absolute master. And then I think the other things kind of fall into place around that, instead of going, if we just get on this festival, we'll blow up and get signed. It never works that way.
Right.
Rarely works that way.
Right.
But
especially if you just go up there, play the show, get off stage, and then leave.
Yeah. I always, it's like, take some postcards, take some promo stuff. You got to make friends, and don't treat people like fans, treat them like family. because if you leave with 2 or 3 new phone numbers or, Facebook friends in your phone, that's huge because you can build on that stuff. So you just got to really do your best to treat people with love and, yeah, don't treat them like fans. You got to treat them like the friends and family that they are, because they can help build and share. And if you treat those people and give them a reason to return and give them, the encouragement and the resources to share, give them, have content available and things. And like I said, treating them like friends and family, they'll be more apt to return and continue to support and share. So that's really important too, is to remember to be humble about it and do your best to be a good person. That I think always wins in the end. I'm sure other people might have a different opinion, and that's okay, but that's just where my perspective is lead with decency and love, and I think you'll get a lot more return.
100%. Yeah. So
Even in the hardcore and heavy worlds, it's okay. You can be badass on stage but still be a laid back dude, and I think it'll go a lot further.
100%. I agree. So a lot of the newer artists that are sort of navigating that territory where they're trying to build up that foundation and build up that base, and they're trying to figure out things that they can do to get their music heard and get their music out there. I know a lot of them inevitably stumble upon scams where they're like, bots that will like pump up their Spotify monthly listeners and stuff like that. So do you have any tips for newer bands who are like trying to hustle on that ground level to avoid those scam services? Or like how do you tell a scam from something that's legitimate?
Well, that's a good question. And as technology advances, the trickery and the illusion kind of advances along with it. So I think really what it is getting on a phone call with people. If someone's trying to sell you a service because they believe in your music or think that they can help you, they better be able to get on the damn phone, and discuss things with you and start to learn about you. That's really what it is. If someone's just, hey, I can guarantee X plays, then that's a red flag. If someone says, I can guarantee you XX, we can't guarantee. Even some of our artists that we believe in and that I know in my heart are badass, and valuable as musicians and writers, and we know we have they have a place waiting for them. It's just a matter of developing and nurturing that and continuing to to push and share, and there's no cheat for that. So really, you got to communicate with other bands that are having successes, and ask, hey, who was the who's behind that playlist? Would you share that with me? And share. It's just like with Get Gigs, the share trading. We're sharing information from our city. If you help us with your share, your city, let's help and share in a cooperative exchange. So that's valuable. You talk to other people. You don't need to hide and do it behind a curtain and then come out, with fake numbers. Like if you just talk to other people and talk to people that are doing the same thing you are, and then try to offer them value. You don't want to be one-sided. You want to say, hey, I can help you with this. Would you mind sharing some information with me? That sounds so simple, but it's the best way, because if someone's having results, and you can trade and share and help each other, and then, again, you're lifting each other up. But really, like with Spotify, because you said like the plays and the bots and stuff. I mean, yeah, that's just a fast track to getting your page shut down and blocked and all that stuff. So it's better to go slow and steady. It's better to go slow and steady and be honest and authentic, and really just visit with other people that you see are growing, and just continue to network and make friends, and those little things start to fall into place as well. And if it's a good song, people will add it to their playlist. The curators will recognize that. You just need to keep, looking around and visiting with people, and information will surface if you look. If you ask the questions, you'll get answers,
Definitely. So much good info.
Well, man, I appreciate your time. It's always fun to connect with you. I appreciate your energy.
Hey, thank you. I wish I would have had more prepared for this. I wasn't as ready as I thought.
No worries. No worries at all. I'm always here. So I don't know if you want to, we could have different ideas. We could set up like a bi-monthly meetup where we discuss a certain topic, or have maybe some of your listeners could submit a few questions,
That would be
ask
cool.
the weirdo manager guy this, we can chop it up. I'm happy to help if we can bring some value to some more people. That's amazing.
Awesome. I also didn't realize that we had been going for 25 minutes, so that's much faster or much longer than I thought we went. So not bad.
That's awesome. Awesome. Well, yeah, I'll always be here. So, if you want to chop it up again, we can do it.
All right, sounds good. I'll talk to you later, man. Thanks for coming by and dropping some knowledge again. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much. And yeah, the management interlighteagency.com, and then the free booking website, get gigs.com, get gigs. So if anybody needs, some booking assistance or some managerial advice, people can feel free to reach out, and we love to share information. So we're always here.
Perfect. Thank you for plugging yourself. I almost forgot.
No worries. I appreciate you. Thank you
Yep.
so much. Have a great day.
You
Okay.
too, man. See ya.
Cool. Bye-bye.